What up? What up? It's your boy Money Mike checking in. We're gonna have some talks with Chris today. We're just gonna be chilling, just chatting about life, and he's gonna be riding around while I'm chilling inside the studio at the crib in my office. So we'll let Chris grab it first. He said he wanted to share some thoughts, so go ahead, Chris.
Oh man, I was just on. I don't know what it is. Maybe just this whole like. Let me give you an update about like this business venture. I'm trying to work out a business back home, so I'm really excited about that. It really just made me think about like why that was so important for me to do it there instead of anywhere else. Like you could have the whole world to do that stuff, but in reality, like I've had like organic people that matter in my life that have always been there or just now magically like manifesting in ways in like different aspects. Like a family friend is going to let me help build on his property, the commercial property, just to get me off my feet. Like I could not replicate that anywhere else. You know, you just can't.
Yeah,
I just don't. I just can't see it. And then just like or a person that works in my city plans back in the county that I come from, like she was my neighbor. Like I can't. It sounds like I'm telling us a novel. It doesn't make
yeah,
sense to me. But I'm blessed though. I'm madly blessed with it because it just I gotta take it. I feel like I'm going in the right direction with that stuff, and I really want to go ahead with this idea. I don't want to say too much about it yet until I can get it more patented. Let's put it that way.
yeah,
But no, I finally figured out a way that I could be home with my family and friends and still have something that's different, that is not the typical run of the mill kind of stuff. And literally, that term speaks for itself. Like we have a lot of mills. It comes from
yeah.
somewhere. So, uh, yeah, man, that was that. I want to give that update, and I'm just driving around. I kind of want to test this kind of expeditionary kind of setup display, for me to drive around and see things and see if we can continue to have like a good session together without that kind of interrupting. The nerd in me wants to know how that looks. So
Yeah, yeah, absolutely, man. I would have to say, man, that's a lot of great things happening all at one time. But I would have to go back to uh, understanding that it starts internal. So when you start to heal, things start to appear for
dude,
even if you're not even really sure, what exactly it is. When you start to be a little more grateful, you start to release some things. And, you know, I recommend the fastest way to be able to understand yourself is to read books. There's tons of books out here. I always recommend books because it'll help you reach your destinations faster. It'll help you be able to release things. It'll also help you be able to understand that your thoughts are powerful, and your thoughts are what are going to attract certain things to you. And your thoughts also place you on different frequencies in life. Your body changes, your frequency changes based off of the things that you think, you say, you do.
yeah,
So
yeah.
uh, I'm fairly sure that you have been practicing those things, and that's why some of those things are starting to appear.
I I agree, dude.
Congratulations to you on your transition to understanding your higher self, because there's more blessings up there, man. Promise. So that's dope,
It
bro.
just it just
Congratulations.
fall. It's like the cards are falling, man. I'm just it's almost like I had a thought on this yesterday. It was like, you know, at this point, usually something bad happens, right?
Hmm.
Something comes up, something stresses me out, or a monkey wrench happens, whether that's a relationship, whether that's like financial burden, whether that's, whatever. But
Yeah.
I think with just some spiritual healing and being more self aware, like that's not even a thought in my mind. It hasn't happened since, really. So,
It's
like,
a powerful
you know,
thought, man. If you don't think about it, you don't
no,
give it any power, bro. You don't give it any power for it to even appear in your space, bro. So that's why I focus on, isolation a lot. I do a lot of abrupt cutoffs, with different people depending on what the scenarios are, because I noticed that, a person can't argue with themselves, and energy can't clash with another energy if you remove one.
Mhm.
So I know that
Yeah,
I'm usually in a peaceful space. I'm always in a state of gratitude. And when I get involved with those types of people, you gotta learn how to chop that, you know what I'm saying, quick. Because if you don't, you're going to end up distracting yourself from being able to receive the things that you've been receiving, and that's the
Yeah.
reason why you're super, super protective about that. And everybody should, is be protective of your energy. Make sure that you're not commingling with lower
Yeah.
frequencies because they can destroy you, bro. I promise. You know what I'm
I,
saying? They can destroy
yeah.
pieces of you, so
100%.
you know the
I think
vibes, man.
yeah, yeah, I feel you. Like, I think the self-space stuff is like super important. It's something that, like, I think people don't realize so much benefit. People are too scared to be alone, so then they attract to other people because the scarcity, right?
Bro. They're so scared, bro. I be listening to people, bro. They just be out here like,
It's
that's
solitude,
what
man.
they do. And they're just like, oh yeah, I would have found something to do. It's like, bro, that you didn't have to find anything. You could have
No,
just sat
bro,
and
you didn't.
think about yourself, bro. You know
You
what I'm
just.
saying? Like,
I will
you
tell you
have,
though, like it's
all
like
right,
we got to put this in the universe. Every time that you've been lonely, anybody in the history of whoever hears this goes out and finds somebody. I bet you're not with them. I bet you're not with them right now. I promise you, you're not.
man,
Whoever that was and why you went out there to get them, that person's not there anymore. So just
right,
know that. Get ahead of that. Don't wait like I did and have that happen to you like 5 times for it to get through your head. And then you finally want to be alone to figure yourself out.
right,
Like
right.
that, and I feel like maybe that's what had to happen for me, you know? And I realized how much solitude gives you to think. Like, you just need space to think sometimes. It's like almost putting yourself in a mental jail so that
Yeah,
you're forced to think through your things without actually going to a physical jail, you know?
yeah, yeah. Yeah, that self isolation can be extremely uncomfortable, especially initially. This is just from experience, but I will say that being able to have your own space where you don't have to share it with others can help with forcing you into being with yourself. And really, really starting to work on some things and really start questioning yourself. Like, why do you think about these things so much? What about it is bothering you to the point where you can't think of something positive? And some of those things can be uh they can stump you, you know what I'm saying, as far as like, dang, why am I so bitter about this? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, was there some type of a thing that happened when I was a child that caused me to be this way, and when you start to be able to understand and release those things, now you have space, to
Yeah,
be able to fill that space that was there with positive thoughts now. And now
I
that's when
agree.
you start
Yes.
attracting things that changes your frequency. So now you're on a new frequency, and all of the
Yeah.
things on that frequency will start to attract towards you. But if you out here still struggling with shit, you know what I'm saying? Excuse my French, what do you expect? You're gonna get mixed results. And then people be like, oh, it doesn't work. Oh, yeah, it works. Oh, it doesn't work. It's like, yo, you're not really, you have to heal first. That isolation is necessary. You have to have it. You know what I'm saying?
I
Period.
think, yeah, it just depends on where you want that to come in your life, right? Like, do you
Yeah,
want, like, if you want to be successful, understand it, and you see the value, now you can preach it. You know what I mean? I
yeah,
I, I agree. I think me and you go through periods of time where we don't even talk, but I know that, like, if that's happening, it's because we're both too busy, right? Or we just need to focus, right?
yeah,
And the focus is hard because focus requires discipline and consistency. And when you don't have motivation, you have your discipline, right? And your
yeah,
consistency, your rhythm. You make it
yeah,
part of your life and stuff. And some people just don't want, they just don't know how, or they're too scared. I think it's a sense of fear that in people of change, that when they see something that is hard, they don't understand how easier their life will become surpassing that and getting through that.
I think some of
They'd
them
rather sit
do,
on easy
but
mode.
it's more comfortable to stay the same, bro. Like
Yeah,
I did a lot of research on it just out of curiosity. It was like, if something makes more sense this way, why would they choose to do it the other way? And the reason is because they're comfortable with the results that they already have, which is just
true.
mediocrity. But guess what? 80% of the people on this planet, 90% of the people are mediocre. That's why
Yeah,
everybody gets
yeah,
that's why they get mediocre results. That's why they don't get large amounts of success at one time. And if they do, usually it spoils. It's never a piece, and then they get a piece of it and then they go crazy and then start getting more. It's more so like, oh, if I made it up this hill, this must be the end of it. And they just sit there. You know what I'm saying? So it's, I wish it was that easy, but a lot of it just comes down to, bro, when you just get fed up, bro, and you're tired and you're
Yeah.
done, you know what I'm saying? You're like, look, man, I'll do whatever it takes. I don't care. You know, just like, for example, if you like a piece of a food or you like something or you didn't like it, it doesn't matter what somebody says to you. You're never going to eat that food again. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know
Yeah.
what? I don't like chitlins. Not eating it ever again. Don't ever ask me. It doesn't matter. If you can
Yeah.
make that same mental choice and you really stick to that and choose to never eat it again because of whatever it was in your mind why you didn't like it, you can use that same brain power, you know what I'm saying, to make any other choice, but it requires you to be uncomfortable. And a lot of people
I,
don't like to be
yeah.
uncomfortable, bro. You know what I'm
I
saying?
think it's manifesting for me, man. It's I think I know how we can challenge people with it, right? This is what I
Yeah.
think. Next time someone tells you that, well, did you try the experience? Did you at least experience it? Did you at least experience it? And then what does it force people to do? What does it force people
Yeah.
to do? They're going to say
Yeah.
what? No. And then
No.
logically, okay, well, how can you have that assumption on something that you have never experienced? Because everybody's experience is always going to be what?
Yeah.
Different, dude.
Yeah.
And then make
And
your
then
opinion then.
also too, most of them only try it for like a day. They don't use it long enough to
Yeah.
see any actual results. And that's why I fear about people who try things and don't give their 100%, because it's like,
You got to go into things with
if
open
you,
mind, man. Like
yeah,
if you come in,
if you're not giving 100%, you're not going to get enough traction and results to feel good about continuing the path. You know what I'm saying?
like reading books, Mike, all the way through. You know what I mean?
Yeah, a full book. Yeah,
Yeah, like a whole book.
yeah, a full book. Yes,
Oh man.
yeah. So I read
Oh man.
tons of books, bro. I still don't even finish. Like, to be honest, I read through books at different times, and some books I've read multiple times. Some on audio, some I've gotten where I've just downloaded them off the internet. Some of them, most of them are free, you know, and I just read. I learn different things, and a lot of them are all speaking about some of the same things, all
Yeah,
springing
man.
around discipline, being consistent, having great habits, you know, being able to think through thoughts, being able to solve problems,
Yeah,
being able to
man.
create solutions. If you want to be an entrepreneur, all you're doing is solving problems, you know, and creating solutions for problems, and
Yeah.
that's it. And that's how you
Hey,
win.
man.
So
It is.
that's the
You
things that
just
I
start getting
focus
paid to
on.
think.
That's it. You
Yeah.
know, I focus on those things, and you know, anything that I get it, like, you know, any type of assets that I collect are all going to be byproducts of me being able to create solutions. That's literally it. You know what I'm saying? It has nothing to do with, uh, oh, he just got lucky and this, that, and the third. No, it's applied knowledge. I read books, you know, and I figure out how I can use the information from those books to be able to apply in my situation. But that takes time. A lot of people be out here focused on everybody else.
Well,
Focus on your own project, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got a big
it's.
project in front of
I
you.
don't. I think that people are more focused on material than they are with their internal. They're focused on everything on the outside, right? Like how things appear to everybody else, like a status, right? Instead of being like I don't know, like, but I can't act like I've never been there. You know what I mean? I just know. I'm just
You
aware that
have, bro. You just got,
if I happens to me, right? If I
yeah,
forecome or this is I've succumbed to this, right?
right.
It it is not impossible for me to imagine that this doesn't happen all the time to everybody else. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Really, like
I
that's
would
the
just
way I imagine
say,
it, dude.
you know, you just gotta be fed up, bro, with the life that you have, man. And when you
Yes.
are, you'll make the change. You know, you'll get tired, you know, and you'll get tired of getting mediocre results. You're tired of always running out of money, you know, tired of
Yeah.
always not having something that you could have based on. The only thing is is discipline, being able to be disciplined and having the knowledge. That's mostly the problem with everything in this world is fear and knowledge, bro. You know what I'm saying? I've been learning a lot more about that been checking out some different religions and stuff, and fear and knowledge is two of the things that stop people from doing anything, and
Yeah.
this is why people stay the same for so long, so I always encourage people, a lot of people think because I speak like this that maybe I'm like talking down to them, but it's like, no, I'm really just talking to you from the other side, knowing that you can have exactly what you want and you can focus on it when you're tired of living the way that you're living right now. You know what I'm saying? That's it. Like, okay,
You know what?
like if you want to stay there, that's cool. Like,
Yeah.
I'm
Well,
just talking
I
to you
don't know.
from the other side. Like, don't get upset with me because I know what it's
Yeah.
like over here and you don't. Like, you mad. Like, what the fuck?
Well, I think a lot of it too, for like, I think because I would say that me and you have a very similar thinking mentality, and we want to give some of this back, or at least tell people when they're uneducated. Um, you know, I think maybe there's a possibility that people just know they're uneducated and they're unwilling to change, and they don't want your advice because if they wanted it, they would have got it by now from you. And then so maybe my moving forward is like, maybe I won't. I don't know. This is just maybe me talking out loud, but if people come to me and they want it and they want to get somewhere, then we'll talk. But other than that, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like the people that I want it to matter to the most to change their habits, like old friends or whatever, they're gonna be set in their ways. Like, I want to, but I don't know if I have that ability to actually change people's minds. You know what I mean? Maybe it's this. You know what I mean? Maybe people hear this, right? That we talk like this, and that these actual feelings and thoughts are actually, they exist. That it's out there.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, man. Well, I think we just need to continue to make content like this and kind of discuss and talk about it. Find other like-minded people to join and speak about it as well. I
Yeah,
should be
no, for
doing some
sure.
traveling soon. So I'll probably be able to check us in with some other people that think a lot more like this, man. Definitely gonna be doing some out of country travel probably soon, So
That'd be dope. That would
definitely
be dope.
taking the YouTube channel with me. So all of y'all, please subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Uh, you can jump on Instagram with me. The same thing. I have the same handles for both. Money Michael on Instagram, Money Michael on YouTube. Like, comment, and subscribe. Uh, Also, Chris, on point, always on point on Instagram. We trying to get him set up with a YouTube channel so he can also create some content as well. So we appreciate y'all checking in. We were trying to get all the way
Yes.
past 15 minutes, and we did hit the target. So we appreciate y'all for listening. You already know the vibes. Money Mike out.